The 1995-96 college football season concluded with what many consider being the greatest college football team, the 11-0 Nebraska Cornhuskers, defeating the number 2 12-0 Florida Gators in the final Bowl Lions national championship game, 62-24. But what if there had been a 4-team playoff as there is today? Would that have been the case? Would the number 3 10-1 Northwestern Wildcats have something to say about that? Or perhaps the number 4 11-1 Ohio State Buckeyes, led by Heisman winner Eddie George, who just got into the playoffs by way of tiebreaker over 10-1 Tennessee due to a higher SRS rating, find a way to end Nebraska's dream season in the semifinal game? Let's find out. We will start things off in the Nokia Sugar Bowl between number 1 Nebraska and number 4 Ohio State. After both teams traded a touchdown and a field goal, nearing the end of the first half, Tommy Frazier would find Mark Gilman in the back of the end zone to take a 7-point lead going into halftime. On their first drive in the second half, Ohio State's Bobby Hoying would throw a pick to Jared Tomich deep in their own territory, and that turnover would lead to this field goal. Then later in the quarter, Tommy Frazier would find Reggie Ball deep for a 50-yard score. Then on their following drive, Tommy Frazier would find Cluster Johnson for a 14-yard score. Not letting up, on their next drive, Tommy Frazier would find Reggie Ball again, this time for an 18-yard score. Nebraska, not letting up, would cruise to a 53-19 victory. We now head over to the Orange Bowl in Miami, Florida, between number 2 Florida and number 3 Northwestern. We join the action midway through the third, as Florida has just taken a 3-point lead. Northwestern responds quickly though, but in odd fashion, as they find a receiver deep. But he fumbled the ball upon being hit, but luckily the offense is able to recover the ball and bring it in for the score. Northwestern is then able to capitalize off a Florida turnover as quarterback Steve Snur is able to find a receiver open in the end zone. Florida is able to respond though, as quarterback Danny Werfel finds tight end Tremaine Allen over the middle, who is able to stretch the ball over the goal line for the score. Then Fred Taylor is able to pound it in for the 2-point conversion. On their following drive, Danny Werfel is able to find Chris Doring for a 24-yard score. Late in the fourth, Northwestern would finally answer back with this field goal. With just over a minute remaining and Northwestern down by 1, quarterback Steve Schnur finds the wide open receiver down the middle. On the following play, he would find another open receiver to get inside the red zone. And he would finish the drive up by finding a receiver over the middle for a 15-yard score and a 5-point lead. Their 2-point conversion attempt to go up by 7 is stuffed at the goal line. It's fourth down and Florida is in desperation mode. Danny Werfel looks for a receiver left, but the pass is incomplete. Northwestern pulls off the upset, defeating undefeated Florida 65-60. We now move forward a week and all the way over to the Western United States, to the national championship game at the Fiesta Bowl, as number 3 Northwestern takes on number 1 Nebraska. We pick up the game in progress as Nebraska has just cut the Northwestern lead to 3. Northwestern responds though, as quarterback Steve Schnur finds the receiver deep for a 44-yard score. Nebraska fires back though, as Tommy Frazier finds Mark Gilman for a 29-yard score. Northwestern is not to be outdone though, as this simple run play goes for big yardage and a 77-yard score. Nebraska will not go down without a fight though, as Tommy Frazier finds Mark Gilman again, this time for a 31-yard score. Then late in the third, he would find Mark Gilman again, this time to get inside the Northwestern red zone. And that would allow Nebraska to tie things up with this field goal. After a strong defensive stand by Nebraska, they would get the ball back with just under a minute 30 remaining. Tommy Frazier would find Lawrence Phillips over the middle to get near the 50. He would then find Reggie Bull for another big pickup. He would then find him again to get near the Northwestern red zone. He would then finish the drive up by hitting Mark Gilman over the middle for a 21-yard score. Northwestern gets the ball back with under a minute remaining, but quarterback Steve Schnur finds the receiver over the middle to get near the 50-yard line. They would then find another open receiver down the middle to get near the Nebraska red zone before calling a timeout with 15 seconds remaining. Northwestern is just outside of the red zone with 15 seconds remaining. Quarterback Steve Schnur finds the receiver underneath, but he's unable to make it to the end zone. The clock is running. Will Northwestern have enough time to get the ball off? And they do, spiking it into the ground with 2 seconds remaining. And it all comes down to this. Quarterback Steve Schnur looks to the dump out pass right. There are no blockers, and he's blown up by the Nebraska defense. And the Northwestern dream season just finishes a few yards short, as Nebraska goes on to complete one of the greatest college football seasons in history, winning the national championship 66-59. Howdy y'all, thank you for watching. I'm sorry that this college football playoff video literally took forever to come out, and I haven't actually made just a plain video in a while. I apologize. I've been busy with school and work and stuff, but hopefully I'll be able to get back to a somewhat regular schedule, and hopefully another college football playoff video well within what it took between these last two. Feel free to leave your comments and thoughts in the comment section. Feel free to leave constructive criticism or just regular criticism or any compliments if you somehow have any. Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye.